Hi Nathan, Zach. This is the Bento-Mobility backend team. I'm Ashish, the manager for this week, and I'll be presenting the presentation to you this week, along with my teammates Amruta, Mayank, Sajan, and Venu. For milestones this week, we did sit down and jot some milestones for in our group meeting. Important among them were the restructuring and standardizing the JSON files. Uh, this was needed because this is a mode of interaction between the front end and back end team, and there was some problems with the JSON files, as in there was an extra layer of computation and which was unnecessary, which had to be removed. And there were a few changes on the metadata side which we needed to incorporate into our JSON files. Um, the next milestone, which was important, was adding the FB based multiplayer, that is the friend wise level and level wise friend selection, into the integrated code. There were a few changes made in this point. Was we were Previously we were using the Facebook name, which we were retrieving from the Facebook Graph API as the primary key to get all the data for the person. We realized that if there are two people with the same name, this would be kind of an issue. Because of that, we've changed our focus from the Facebook name that is retrieved, and we are retrieving a Facebook ID which is unique for a particular profile. And we are using this ID now to make all our web service calls, and that's how we are actually making use of Facebook ID to get the level wise friends and friend wise levels. Apart from that, we did add and modify web services. On the adding front, we did add web services for the replay function, which the front end team has developed recently. So we are able to fetch and retrieve the replay data for them. Regarding populating the game store, there's a slide ahead in which I'll give you a little more detailed view of how the game store is getting populated. And apart from all that, we are continuously integrating and refactoring code on the go. Uh, it's it's a very good process in which we are keeping the code clean. This is how the integrated game is looking as of now. This is from the backend point of view. The green part over here is the front end code, and the game.lua is the main file of interaction for running the game for the front end teams. So the green boxes that you can see are all the web service calls that are being made. We did add the new web service call over here of get replay, and there's also a get ghost function web service call which is being made over here, and it's being passed on to the game.lua. Apart from that, we are making all these web service calls in the green boxes at the appropriate times, appropriate places, so that there's most of the web service calls are asynchronized, as was your requirement from last week. Regarding populating the game store, we introduced an MVC pattern into our code design so that it could be extendable. So we have two files over here, which are the model. We standardize these JSON files, the local file called GameStarProperties.json, which is mode of communication between the front end and back end. Apart from that, we have a backend file called metadata.json. So these are the model part of our code, and we had shown you the view part of the code, which is store.lua, which was uh, done quite beforehand. So the view part of the code is all ready, and we've also got this week we've got the controller part of the code ready, in which we are able to read, retrieve, and parse through the two model files and extract the information and store it properly in variables. The only point of contact that's missing, and because of which we don't have an actual demo of the store, is interaction between the controller part, that's the app store populator over here, and the display power up over here. So there's no proper communication between the two, and as a result we haven't been able to show you a demo of the store, but we are quite optimistic that it would be done by the end of this week for sure, and we would have a complete code base ready for you by next week. So just reviewing once again the tasks that have been accomplished by us, we have loosely coupled integration done with the front-end code base. The wrapper based web service calls are working perfectly, and at minimal time, increasing efficiency. The level-wise friend and friend-wise level selection has been integrated into our code base, and there's a small little demo in another video which has been done by Mayank, and we'll be sharing with you that video as well as a link. Finally, the standardization of JSON files has been done, and it has also been mentioned to the front-end team so that they can create any further JSON files can be made in the same format, and it would be really helpful and easy to parse the JSON files because of that, because we have a parser code ready for that. Well, that's all regarding the task that we've accomplished. Apart from that, we do have a very good documentation of all our web services. So this is the web service page that I'm just showing you. It has all the web services mentioned perfectly with detailed information as to what each web service is doing and the sample output in many cases. There are a few more web services that have to be documented over here, but I think only just one, the get replay function web service, has to be documented. So that's all from the presentation point of view for from our team. We would well, we're having our milestones framed week wise, and we would surely be able to get back to you with all the data that you need by next week. Hope to see you guys and give you a really good presentation next week. Thank you.